Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your How They See You reading. And right off the bat, when I split the deck, we have cards falling out. Give me a second here. Same thing happened in Capricorn's reading. Please make sure that you go and watch the collective and all sign commentary, where I'm giving you my feelings about all of the signs and what I've noticed. It also lets you know who's crossing with who, so forth and so on. Let's get into this. All right. This is for Aquarius. First card is the Five of Pentacles. Starting out already messed up. What do we have for Aquarius? The second card is the King of Pentacles in reverse. Last card is the Two of Wands. Okay. Put this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and break it down. The Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. It means instability. I'm sorry. Yes, it does, of course. Instability. I was going to say fives bring change, instability, and things of that nature. Five of Pentacles means struggle, hardship, feeling left out in the cold. It also could talk about sickness. I like to bring that out of the visuals of the card. But at its core, it is, financial, because it is a pentacle card. So from the standpoint of how this person sees you, Aquarius, they see you as someone who has been through it. Wounded, dealing with loss, hardships financially, or someone who just deals and struggles with abandonment issues. They see your resilience and surviving the hard times, but they also see the scars, I would say. Okay. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Obviously, yes, this is more instability, lack of security, controlling tendencies. Again, a very financial type of situation. This person could have saw you as someone who financially had it all together, and now they're viewing you as an individual who is struggling, or you're upside down. Okay, you're already going through a Five of Pentacles, and now they once saw you as an individual who controlled the coin, who had the coin, and now you're in reverse, from that standpoint. So they think that you don't always have it together. Now they're starting to see you in a different light. You used to be the person who embodied this King of Pentacles energy. Now they're starting to see that you don't, they think you don't always have it together, no matter how solid you seem. They may feel like you cling to control when you feel insecure, or that you measure yourself through your stability that you don't really feel. And this is a thing, like, people really do measure their worth on the inside and how they feel with how much money they have in the bank, which is unfortunate. So, but this is how they see you, Aquarius. To them, you're powerful but shaky, someone who they can't always predict, and I'm sure you like it that way. Next, we have the Two of Wands, and this card is upright, and this card is obviously about planning and decisions, looking ahead. There's also crossroad energy here, like they're, being at a crossroads. So from a standpoint of how this person sees you, they see you as someone that's standing at a crossroads right now. You're looking beyond what's right in front of you, and they know you're not content in staying stuck. You're already plotting your next move, but you are in a crossroads situation where you have to make a decision either way. To them, your future focus, restless but ready to expand. The question is are you going to act on that? Now, the Two of Wands does say that this is an act of planning. It doesn't necessarily, it means that the action and the fire is about the planning. So it is an action card, but it doesn't talk about action beyond that. So it's basically highlights the planning and the decisions that you have to make for the future. So let's go ahead and break it down a little bit further. From a single potential standpoint, they may see you, I feel like, as intriguing but also complicated. From a standpoint of being scared from the past, not always stable in the future, but with big vision for the future at the same time. They don't know if they'll be a part of that vision or be left behind right now. And honestly, again, this is very heavy cards right now, and I feel like if you are an Aquarius that's a single potential, honestly, from where I sit, you're not in a position to be dating in this particular type of situations. This isn't, the best mindset for dating. But I'll get into that into my advice. So that's what I'm going to tell you for here. And from in my advice section, I'll tell you how to deal with that person. From an existing relationship perspective, they see you as someone who's been through a struggle because they've probably been there with you during that struggle. Maybe even struggle in the relationship itself, of course, because if you're in the mindset of the cards that I just named, then you guys have been together when you experienced all of these losses, Aquarius. So, they feel the desire to grow, but they also feel your frustration with your present situations. They may think that you're halfway out the door and you're already looking for something better just because you have so many life-changing decisions to make. I do feel that it is a little selfish to get mad at an individual who doesn't know where the relationship stands when you're going through this. Don't get offended from that standpoint, but you will let me know in the comments if you care to, how you feel about this. But I just feel like maybe it is time for the relationship to come to an end, because if you don't know where you stand and you're dealing with, hardships and instability, the last thing that you are thinking about necessarily, and it depends on the person, is, oh my God, what about my relationship? Sometimes, especially with the level of cards that I see here, like there's definitely some fight. There could be job loss, like you're trying to figure out how and what your next step looks like. And unfortunately, I'm not saying that the last thing, although I said that, the last thing you're thinking about is a relationship, but if you have to think about yourself and you're in a relationship, then that means that you don't feel supported by this other person. So, if they feel like you're going to be looking for something better instead of them stepping up and giving you guys coming up with a plan on how they're going to assist you and help you where you feel supported, then I understand why they feel like you are already looking for better, because they're not helping. So, you guys let me know. It's very vague, but let me know. From an Exes Old Flame perspective, they see you as the one that they hurt, or the one who hurt them. So you guys, with these cards, it's you hurt me, I hurt you, and yeah, it's a lot here. And they still feel the echo of that hardship, period. They see you as someone who they couldn't stabilize with, but also someone who made them think bigger. They know you're not standing still. They know that they know you're not just going to stand still and wait. So, there's still hurt feelings here. That's what I'm going to say. Let's go ahead and get into my advice and close this out. So, I've already told you how I felt about, what I am intuitively picking up from those three perspectives for you. Now we're going to focus on my advice about you dealing with them. So from a single potential perspective, if someone already sees you as wounded, check if they want to heal you or just save you. Check if they don't have a savior complex, because again, if you're going through all of this, I'm sure you're not thinking about dating. This person could be coming in trying to save you, but judging you at the same time. So watch that. From existing relationships, if they feel you're restless, decide if they're right. Obviously, you need to make a decision in this relationship. Are you building with them, or are you planning the next chapter? And then we have, Exes Old Flames. If they want back in, I'm going to say, make sure that it's not just because they're stuck. Closure doesn't always mean return. Sometimes it takes a good conversation, a good hug, a good cry, and then be done with it, in my opinion. All right. Well, this is what I see for you, Aquarius. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.